So let's say you decide not to use a company like ours and you want to manage the app yourself and hire an offshore team. It's not a bad thing to hire an offshore team. There's a lot of really smart, intelligent developers offshore, but what you have to make sure you know what you're getting into. On paper, it may look less, but you actually end up paying more in time, which you can't get back. No matter how much money you have, you can never buy another day. So what is it really worth to you? What is the exchange here? So it's really important if you do choose to manage the team and go offshore, meaning to another country to manage your app, you have to understand the expectations. Okay, there's going to be language barriers, there's going to be time differences, there's going to be many countless holidays. It seems like they always have a holiday all the time, and that's fine. That's part of their culture, but you're going to have to plan around that. So if you're good with large time differences, which can be a plus because you give them the feedback, you go to bed, you wake up, you receive an update. That's always great. But you got to make sure you manage that well, because sometimes there can be meetings you're going to do at 1, 2 in the morning. So if that's something, make sure you plan for it. When it comes to language barriers, when you are with an offshore team, make sure you interview them first, assess what their language is like, who's going to be managing your product. Because sometimes the project manager's fluent in English and they sound really well, and then they hand you to the development team and it's not the same. So you got to make sure you're always maintaining clear communication and that the language barrier is reduced by making sure you're working with a team that is fluent in English. I know it sounds like a no-brainer, but you make sure you double check because that can happen. And then, like I said, be respectful of cultures and their holidays. Just plan around that. So if you know that they're having a holiday coming up for the next week and they're gone, then set the expectation and boundaries of what needs to be delivered prior to them leaving. But if you could do that, that's exactly what I would do to manage an offshore team to help you roll your app. But if you do that, you can have a beautiful app built. You have an amazing team behind you, and they'll set you up, transfer the source code over to you, and when you're ready, you can hire another team maybe here in the States to manage it for you. It's very little maintenance, or stick with them as long as you like. Okay, so these are the things you want to make sure you're doing when you're managing offshore teams to help you roll out your mobile app.